the angry people in this fan base will just move on to somebody else. They're not going to start holding hands and pretending, you know, everything's okay. It just moves on to something because they're angry, toxic people by nature and they won't stop. So we're a horrible, horrible, horrible football club at the moment. It's a mess. It is boring. It is lazy. And we need Amrim to come in and lead from the front. And we've speculated for a week about what Amrim needs to do. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But bottom line is, you can't be giving these people another chance. You've got to come in with your eyes wide open. If you've got Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, and most of the fan base saying what they can see yesterday with players, Amrim cannot come in and tell everybody that's seen it for years, I'm going to give them another chance. That's the biggest mistake he can make. It's his right, it's his decision, he can do it, and a lot of managers do it. They come in and go, everybody gets a clean slate. But the problem Amrim's got is, he won't get that patience if he does that, because we've seen Mourinho give him a clean slate, Ollie give him a clean slate, Ranić give him a clean slate.
Welcome back to the Fan Channel Review. Hit the like and the share button, please. Get subscribing right now if you haven't done so already. I agree with the first bit that Mark said. The second bit, though, again, I think this is where we as Man United fans have got to be more mature, more grown up, and understand the situation. I've been a little bit miffed by the anger after yesterday's game, and I'm still not quite sure why everybody was so angry. Maybe the environment I watched it in was good vibes. Frustrated at Garnacho, yes. Frustrated that we missed the chances, but there was a good structure. We worked hard. We stopped one of the best attacking teams in the country from having any real opportunities, right? But there was still anger. And I think the first thing that Goldbridge said, and we'll play it again in case you missed it at the beginning. Take a little listen.
Angry people in this fan base will just move on to somebody else. They're not going to start holding hands and pretending, you know, everything's okay. It just moves on to something because they're angry, toxic people by nature.
I agree. I think there's a percentage in that space that all their energy and anger has been on Ten Hag. He's moved on, and they need to now take that out on somebody else. And I understand, and this is what happens as well when you're sort of like a single policy voter, right? When you're sort of, I'm gonna say that Ten Hag is the problem. When there are multiple problems, maybe this is what it leads to. Maybe there were some people that woke up yesterday morning going, this is just going to be okay now because Ten Hag is gone. And this has never been the case. And before some of you scream hypocrisy, go back and listen to what I said when I spoke every time about sacking him. Sacking him alone doesn't fix this. This is a long and winding road. Equally, where I think Goldbridge is wrong is, of course, Amrim has got to come in and say these players have got a chance. Because it's going to take 2 years, 3 years to rotate this squad out. For the attrition of the squad, it's going to take 2 to 3 more big transfer windows. What he can't do on day one is alienate these players and go, they've got no chance here. Publicly anyway. He can't go, yep, 90% of these guys are gone over the next few years, no matter how well they play. Because then he'll never get the results needed to keep the fans in place and to progress the team. As Man United fans, that element of what Goldbridge has said, I think, is absolutely wrong. What the manager says publicly, we have got to stop taking so literally. There are things he's going to have to say. There's things he's going to have to lie to the players. Some of the players he's got to tell, you're going to have a chance here. When in his heart of hearts, he knows they're not. But he can't tell them, yeah, you're gone in the summer, no matter how well you play. How is that going to motivate them to perform for us, the fans? There's a big percentage of toxicity at this football club, but there is an absolute lack, in my personal opinion, of understanding of this actual situation. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that up on the screen. There's a huge, huge lack of understanding when it comes to this situation, in my personal opinion. And there was a video I wanted to play. Here it is. I clicked on the wrong thing. This here is Frank Lampard talking. Now, ignore for a moment that he was a failed manager. Doesn't mean he doesn't understand football. Listen to what he says here.
Well, I think we'll find out if a new manager feels like it's a new voice and a new approach, talking about the structure of the team. I think he's too broken. They're far too big in and out of possession. I think they need to work out how they can get better connections through the team, better partnerships through the team. I think that will all help consistency. And individually, the players all have to show a bit of humility with the new manager. Go, we're going to show that we want to play for this club. And I'm not taking away. I don't think there wasn't a lack of effort today. It's not. The chaos is kind of everywhere. I think the effort is still there, but I think the fresh start and going back to the basics of what they want to be. And then you might go, okay, once we do the basics right, then we'll see the talent.
Spot on. It's spots on, which is why I was okay. I was happy enough with our performance yesterday. Not happy with the lack of victory. Unhappy at the lack of chances. Unhappy with some of the attacking mistakes. But we need to get the basics right first. I saw so many Man United, and I know your wants and desires. You're not wrong for wanting it. But they were talking about the fact that we haven't got the new sofa in. Oh, we haven't got the new flat screen TV yet. Bruv, the footings haven't even been dug. You don't build a new house and go out and buy the flat screen TV and the wallpaper and the fucking chandeliers before the footings are done, before the foundations are done, before the walls are built, before the roof's on, before you insulate, before you plaster. We've got so much work to do. And I am angry about this. Man United fans, and I'm going to say it maybe in the bluntest way I've ever said it, wake the up. This is not going to be fixed with a new manager and new drills and new coaching overnight. Squad needs improving. It's better than 13th, but it needs improving. The basics need to be implemented. There are going to be ups and downs. Anyone deluding them, anyone right now, I'm telling you, they're not even delusional. They're lying. They're doing it so they can maintain their toxicity. I'm telling you, it's fake. There is no Man United fan who truly believes just a good coach is going to make us that much better with the click of our fingers. Boots. Nobody can still believe that. Surely not 11 years in. We are moving in the right direction. I believe that. But it's going to take time. The basics are needed. Come on now. Wake up, people. Wake up. This is genuinely crazy, in my personal opinion. Let's take a look at some of the reactions from yesterday as well.
Swung in, good header away. Second ball down to a Chelsea player. The strike, it's 1-1. What an unbelievable goal. Caicedo, of all of the men to do it, it was an absolutely fantastic strike. There's no way anyone can do anything about this. It goes through a body of players, including some of the Chelsea players.
I watched everybody's match reactions yesterday to that Chelsea goal, Man United fan reactions. I watched everybody I could. And this was the only person I thought was sensible. I get disappointment, but it was just a wonder strike that we could do very little about, and that was the difference between us winning and drawing the game. Yes, Garnacho messed up some attacks. We missed some big chances. But this is why I think there's been such an overreaction to our performance. Had Garnacho or Bruno scored at the end, everybody would be celebrating. We'd be talking about how solid we were, how hard we were to break down, how we built a good foundation. Now, I'm not saying we were perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So if that's what your comments are saying below, they're getting fucking ignored because it's bullshit. It's not what I'm saying at all. But I do think there's been a massive overreaction to yesterday. And I don't know quite where it's come from, if I'm being absolutely honest with you all. Chelsea fans here, let's take it, by the way, if you haven't hit the like button yet, get it done. Chelsea Fan TV, the United Stand, the United, all these channels, make sure you go and subscribe to them right now, people, and watch them.
Penalty for United. What the this clown, man. Sanchez, get to honestly. I cannot believe we're going to lose to these.
Do you not think here lies the issue with, I'm talking Chelsea fans' perspective now. I think a lot of Chelsea fans are really angry, honestly think that there is a golfing class between our squads. Not that they've got some better players, not that they don't have the better squad, a golfing class. A huge, gargantuan, huge, I've said huge twice now, massive, long stretch between our two squads and teams. There isn't. They're better, but it's closer than they think. And I think too many Chelsea fans went into yesterday's game thinking 3-0, 4-1 maybe, slapping them up. Because we haven't been doing the basics right. That has to be where this anger comes from. Has to be. And it wasn't the only one. There was this clip I saw as well here on Chelsea Fan TV. Again, big up the channels. Support the football community all the time, I do. Let's take a little listen to this.
We knew that United were going to be crap. We know their level and we know they're poor. I was more...
See, we knew they were going to be crap. We weren't. Not defensively. In front of goal, absolutely right. But he here is talking about everyone runs through them. The midfield is open. They're easy to pass through. They're easy to break down. Man United, listen, we've had some good defensive performances this season against the lesser, the smaller teams. But look at our performances against competent teams, good teams. Whether you think about Porto, whether you think about Tottenham, whether you think about the Liverpool games, look how they smashed through us. Those games could have been even higher scorelines for those teams. That's what Chelsea thought was going to happen.
Looking about what were we going to do today, and we simply didn't do enough. And that's the most disappointing thing, that once again in a big game, mate, away from home, we've been found wanting where we simply have not done enough, and we've missed a big opportunity.
That mistake really cost us from Sanchez.
In big games, mistakes will cost you. And
that bit I agree with. But listen, I don't think their attack could have done much more yesterday. There was even times when they got in. It was 8-9 minutes in. A really poor pass from Casemiro. And Palmer's through. The way De Ligt defended it, unbelievably good. Meswari and Delo, to be fair, yesterday, defensively, was so good. It's not about your team. Listen, I get it from a Chelsea perspective. But I'm telling Chelsea fans, they just came up against a really, really good Man United team yesterday. And look, I am going to end the video on a little bit of a sour note, but I want attention on this. I think it's the right thing to do. Flex, who I wouldn't call him like a great friend of mine. We don't speak that regularly, but he's someone I know, someone I've met, someone I've got a lot of time and personal respect for. He's killing it in this industry. And we have probably met 5, 6, 7 times. And he's always been humble, lovely, kind, considerate, and a really good guy in that way. I would say we're friends. I just don't want to say like we're really good friends and overplay it. But I saw this video this morning. I didn't see it last night. Absolutely horrified by it. And I think the fan channel community has got to stay together. I'm not going to play it. You can go and see it it's everywhere on Twitter right now. I'm not actually going to play the video in itself because it's vile and it's disgusting. But I wanted to show solidarity to Flex. I think the individual's now been identified. I'm sure she's going to be arrested and prosecuted and everything else that comes along with it. But see, this is deplorable, disgraceful, indefensible racism, which I think everybody in society, when it comes out, has to speak about this and do something. But it's also happened to the fan channel community. And something like that this show was created for was, yes, I don't agree with everything people say, but it's about solidarity. It's about coming together. It's about the industry acting as one and trying our best to... Listen, there's always beef between channels and people and opinions. And I used to get involved in that many years ago, and I just don't have the energy or time for it anymore. I feel that we should be pulling together in the same direction. But it's in moments like this, another person in our industry who is either physically or verbally abused and attacked, and in this case, heinous, disgraceful racism. And I wanted to highlight it. I wanted to call it out. I want to offer, I'm sure Flex has got the family and friends around him to get through this. He handled it like a boss in the moment, I felt. But bruv, look, we're here, we're standing with you, and always will on matters like this. The Football Terrace has always stood up on matters like this and spoke about them. But yeah, absolute vile piece of vermin, and it looks as though she will have her comeuppance in the coming days and weeks, and will regret what she did. And hopefully it's the change to her life she needs from this point, so no one else has to suffer at the hands of her bullshit ever again. Viewers, as ever, hit the like and the share button. Please share this in your group chat, share it with your friends and your family. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we will see you all again very, very soon. Peace.